My name is Zoey Dawson.
I'm Romany Harper.
And we are the Zoey Louise Moonbeam Dawson Shakespeare Company. The Zoey Louise Moonbeam Dawson Shakespeare Company I founded in 2012 to produce an all-female adaptation of Romeo and Juliet at 45 Downstairs. And since then, Since
then we've worked together a lot on a number of different projects in kind of different roles and ways. And have come together to make this show.
The show is called Calamity, and it's based on the life and legend of the famous cowgirl Calamity Jane. So the Doris Day musical Calamity Jane is based on a real person, a cowgirl who was living in the late 1800s called Calamity Jane. Martha Jane Cannery was her real name, but she was known as Calamity Jane. And Romany and I were talking about the film one day and how much we loved it as kids, Doris Day, the musical, and how ridiculous this whole makeover kind of storyline is. But then Romany sent me a picture of this really hardened looking old woman wearing buckskins and holding a rifle, and and it was the real Calamity Jane. And
everyone who's done research on her has their own kind of agenda about how they want her to be presented. Yeah, the more we kind of have heard different stories and different people's perspectives on her life, the less we kind of get a clear picture of who she actually was.
Yeah, the project we sort of started talking about the show as we're going to find out about this real person and her real life and uncover that. But the further we've gone into trying to find out who this real woman is, the further away she's receded. So it's almost like she's become some sort of feminist cypher that people can put their own agenda on, which we've found really, really interesting, in kind of the ideas of representations of women and the way real people become public commodities. So it's like Doris Day and Courtney Love had a baby, but it was like a really messy, weird baby.
Since we're all kind of deviser, collaborator, sort of cross-format artists, I suppose, and because we're co-devising and co-directing, but also Zoe's writing performance text and I'm designing it, so there's a lot of kind of cross-pollination within the creative team.
The show is going to be performed by myself, by Deborah Batten, who's a physical theatre circus performer with many, many years experience, and an 11-year-old performer, Ivy Rose Miller. So we've got sort of 3 generations of women on stage, and I think the decision that casting decision has informed the structure and the shape of the show and the ideas we want to talk about: legacy, about legend, about mythology, and about how ideas are passed down. The show will be using all sorts of different genres from different elements of the cultural mythology around Calamity Jane, so audiences can expect to see a bit of Western, a bit of musical, a bit of documentary, a bit of sitcom, a bit of gritty drama, pretty much everything you could ever want to see in one theatre production. You will see in this production. We're covering it all. We're having it all. We've got all bases covered.
Modern women having
it all. That's us.
I think that's a wrap.
Guys.